Guys, it's me, Papa, and welcome back to Bad Witch Books. Hello, today we're going to be going over my February wrap-up. So I read 11 books in February, which, like, for a smaller month. So now I have down to 20 books read this year, and my goal is 120, so I just have 100 more books to go, which I think we could do it. Really good reading month this month, so I'm really happy. So we're going to go through them, since we have a long list to go through. So the first book I read this month was Blood Like Magic, which is about witches in Toronto in, like, the near future, which I did not know that this book took place in the near future, or for a while. I don't know why it wasn't clicking with me, but I really enjoyed the magic in here, and I love the family drama, because, you know, I love drama, especially family drama. It's my favorite type. I don't know, my hands are moving a lot right now, but really enjoyed this. I liked our main character. I read this at the beginning of the month, so let me see what her... Voya, and, like, I just really like the witchiness. You know, I love witches of this, and I like the talks about community that this book brought, and I love the cover. I'm excited for the sequel. So this is a 4-star read. So the next book I read was for my in-person book club that I go to. It is with the library that I have in town. But it's Once Upon a Broken Heart. This is the Fairyland edition by Stephanie Garber. This is takes place in the same world of Caraval, and it's about Jax and this girl that we meet in this book named Evangeline, and they go to the True North to basically, like, get married. Not get married together, but there's this ball that she has to go to, and a lot of shenanigans happen. I enjoyed this. It's a really cute slice of, like, I want to describe this like a slice of cake. It's just really sweet, cute story. Gave it, like, 4 stars. Not as much as I liked Blood Like Magic, but just really sweet, easy to devour. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So, like I said, 4 stars. I'm excited to read the sequel. How often will I say that? Okay, so the next book I read is my top book of the year so far. My first 5-star read of the year. And it is Ace of Spades by... I'm not gonna mispronounce the name. But this is... I don't want to pronounce her name, so I'm not gonna... But yes, Ace of Spades. If you don't know about it, is about these two black kids, Chidi and Devon, who are the only 2 black kids in this, like, private, really fancy white school, and they're the only 2 black kids that go, and they start getting targeted by, like, this anonymous source, and it's a thriller. I don't really read thrillers, so I was, like, wondering how I was gonna like it, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed our 2 main characters. Chidi, I loved her being, like, bad bitch moments when she had them in the book. Like, there's a really good scene I liked in here towards the end that I was just like, yes. But I would check the triggers for this book, because, like, lots of racism happens to these 2 characters. But really good, really enjoyed it. The audiobook was also, like, A+. The next book I read was a graphic novel, and it is Nightwing Leaping into Light by Tom Taylor, and Bruno Renduno does the art, and the art is fucking fantastic. Like, oh, like, look at that. And, like, this is my first time actually reading a Nightwing centric story, and I really enjoyed it because I enjoyed the Bat family moments. Like, I love Nightwing with Oracle, Barbara Gordon, and I love that Tim Drake also appears in here. But this plot takes place, this is like the newest arc, and it takes place after big events that led to Alfred dying. And Alfred basically leaves Nightwing in Dick Grayson in his will a lot of money. He's, like, super rich. And so he leaves it to Dick Grayson. Now Dick Grayson's a billionaire. And he's trying to figure out what to do with the money, and also trying to figure out how to save Bloodhaven, because something is going after the homeless people. And it's really enjoyable. I really like a lot of moments in this book, and I will pick up volume 2 when it comes out in bind-up form. So I really enjoyed it. 4 stars, or like 3.5, but it was really good. So the next book I read, I'm going to try to put the picture here, because I don't own a physical copy, but it is Desperate Measures by Katie Robinson. Trigger warnings for consent, non-consent, and because this is a dark romance erotica, it's my first forte into dark romance erotica. And it is basically if Jasmine and Jafar got together in this, like, urban not even fantasy, because there's like no magic and stuff, but it's just like an urban like city setting. And it was alright, I enjoyed it, but I do believe that straight erotica is not for me. Because I was not getting as much like enjoyment from it. Like the sex scenes weren't really doing a lot for me, because like that's just not my thing. But I enjoyed the other stuff in it. It was like a 3-star read. But yeah, so I will, next book. So my next series is a series I finished, a duology. I finished The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. And I finished The Monarchs, which is the sequel by, of course, Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. Did not even plan to read the sequel this month, but it came out last month, and I enjoyed The Ravens so much, so I was like, let me just buy this. I physically read this, and I listened to the audiobook on this, and I kind of actually wish I physically read it. But, I enjoyed it. It takes place in this college, and it is about two, girls that are witches and that go to the sorority. Scarlet, who basically her family is a big name in this, sorority. Like, her mother was president, her older sister was the president of the sorority, and her goal is to be the president. And then also this new girl to the college, to the town, because she's from, like, not from the area, Viv, and she becomes the Raven, and it's basically, like, some stuff happens. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed how, like, CW and Freeform TV show it felt, and I would love to watch it. Like, it gave me just, like, I don't want to say trashy teen TV show, but that's the kind of, like a Vampire Diaries, or, like, Teen Wolf, or, like, that's something I can think of. The only two shows that are coming to my mind, but, like, something like that I feel like this would be a good, like, this would belong on, like, those channels if they ever did a, like, live action version of it. So really enjoyed it. The magic was really cool because they did it with tarot cards, and the villains are interesting. But so yeah, it's like 3.5, 4-star read. Like, between there. The next book I read was Skin of the Sea, which is about, you would think I would know the character's name, Simi. She is a Mamawata. I think that's how you say it. Mamawati? Mamawata. So it's a mermaid that was given life by the Yoruba. But she's an Orisha. Like, the Orishas of water. The Orisha of water. I want to say her name is Yoruba. But she is basically given life like that, and her job is to collect the souls of those who fall from the ships. The slave trade, those who jump off the ships and die, she takes their souls and, like, sends them to the afterlife. But one day she finds a boy alive, and she saves him instead of taking his soul. She saves his life, and that's, like, a big no-no. She breaks, like, a law, and so she has to, like, go to the Supreme Creator and try to get forgiveness. Really enjoyed it. I love the storytelling aspect of it, and I'm excited to read the sequel. Also, this cover is gorgeous, and it's really short, so I highly recommend this book. Like, it's really good. So the next book I read was Beast of Prey. I listened to the audiobook of this. This is about two main characters, of course, but it is about a girl named, so listen to this on audiobook. Kofi, a boy named Kofi. No, the girl's name's Kofi. Sorry. And Ekon. That's the first time I've actually seen it in print, so it's the audiobook of this. But they are both sent into this place called the Night Forest to find this, like, monster. And you learn about the magic of the world. And the magic is really interesting. I like how it's, like, drawn from the earth. And you get some, like, gods and stuff, and I love that. So, high-key enjoyed this. 4 stars. The, like, setting was really cool. I like the dark forest or dark wilderness vibe it had. And I really enjoyed it. Whew. Out of breath already. Next book I read was this big bitch. This big monster. Sarah J. Maas's House of Sky and Breath, the sequel to Crescent City. This is book 2 of Crescent City, the sequel to House of Earth and Blood. I have mixed feelings with this book. I did give it 4 stars. If you saw my Instagram story, I gave it 4 stars. And I enjoyed it. It was all good. I am Sarah J. Maas trash. But this book did not need to be this long. This book could have been 200 to 300 pages less. and the same story would have happened. I feel like we did a lot of like nothing happened in this book that did not portray to the plot. And I love it because, like, I love when reading it, but I did feel like I was, like, 500 pages in, and I'm like, nothing has happened. And that's kind of irritating. Like, I don't know, like I said, a lot of it doesn't matter to the plot, or it felt like it didn't matter to the plot. And it just kind of, like, I don't know, I wasn't, like, entertained all the way. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I read, but just, like I said, like, for 200 pages really could have been missing from this book and not changed anything. And I do think of all the Sarah J. Maas books, this has my least favorite least set of characters, which is saying a lot, because I do like Bryce, and I do like Hunt, and I like Roan, but just, like, if I had to compare them to, like, Selena and Feyre in the Night Inner Circle, I love the, like, Manon. I think one of my problems with it was the characters that, like, really our only female character we followed was Bryce in here. And she has some really good female characters in here. And I was like, where are all of, like, I don't know, for it being a Sarah J. Maas book, because Sarah J. Maas is so good with, like, strong female characters in my mind. I was missing that in here with the, like, just the perspective, at least, if you want to say that, like, the perspectives that we followed. And also, I agree with what I've seen a lot of other people say, there are some perspectives we did not need to follow. We did not need to follow the mermaid character, because, spoilers, so I'm gonna zip that off. But 4 stars, I still did enjoy it. That ending, I'm still, like, Squidward huge, or, like, still reeling over that. So if you've read this book, message me or whatever so we could talk about it, because I need to discuss with someone who's read it, because I still don't know how to feel about that ending. Still, like, shooketh. And so the last book I read this month, I finished yesterday, because today is March 1st, was A River of Royal Blood. I did enjoy this. This is about 2 sisters who are forced to, like, fight each other for the crown. Our main character, she has blood and bone magic, and she doesn't know how to use her powers in the beginning. And she only has a couple of months until her and her sister have to duke it out. I enjoyed this. I think I was watching, it wasn't Princess, it was Book with Bonnie's channel. Her lives, Princess was there, but her reading sprints yesterday on Monday. And I saw everybody was saying, the ones who've read it, that, like, it could have been more if you added in the other princess's perspective. And I really think that would have helped, because I did not care for our main character as much, like, especially near the end, she was kind of getting on my nerves. But I still enjoyed the world building, and the magic system was really cool, like, the stuff with the tattoos, and the stuff with the Chimera was really interesting. And now, speaking of that, I forgot that I also read, for my 12 months book challenge, I also read Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Put it right here, because I don't want to get up and get it. I think that's the Chimera, because that reminded me of that. But, Daughter of Smoke and Bone is about a girl named... What is her girl main character's name? Okay, I forget her name. But I gave this book 3 stars. I wish I enjoyed it more. I will be reading the rest of the series. But it is basically about this girl. She is raised by these, like, chimeras, which are these monsters. And she has to collect teeth for them, basically. And, like, really interesting. I just did not like certain things in this book. I did not like the slut shaming that really happened in this book, because there was multiple occasions where I thought that was really weird that it kept happening. And, yeah, like, that was one of the things I really didn't care for in the book. And then, the love interest also was not filling him. But I will continue with the series. I gave it 3 stars, and I will, you know, I'm going to read it next month, for the next book in the next series next month, or this month of March. But yeah, so those are the books I read this month. What'd you guys read? Comment down below what you read. Like I said, if you finished Out of the Sky and Breath, message me, because I need to talk about it with somebody. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good time.